I noticed something, right, about people generally in America, especially when it has come to, protest and all of that. A lot of people expect more from Black Americans. I don't understand why. What is giving you that sense of entitlement? Why do you feel Black Americans are not doing much, or they should be doing more than they are doing right now? Can you just tell me why? Some people just feel so entitled. Why are Black Americans not saying anything? They're not saying anything, no. Why are they not coming out? They are not coming out to save you because they are not your savior. They are not your Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Get that straight in your head. These people are just 13 to 14% the populations of the people in America. And whenever anything happens, you start pointing them. Oh, why are they not showing forth? These people are just quiet. They just want to watch us die. Why do you think they should be doing that? Why do you think they should be doing that? When they've been doing that for ages? They've been doing that for ages, and all they could get in return is disrespect. And you expect them to continue doing that? People are still complaining. If these people are saying, we are resting, we are not doing again. And they still keep saying, why are they not saying anything? What do you want them to say? Oh, you want them to come out so they can be killed or so they can be imprisoned? Really? Oh no, I understand it right now. I understand it.
All right, rednecks.
What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
The nerve of you people is astounding. The true indigenous people of this land, the copper-colored foundation of this entire continent, are not your emergency services. They are not your human shield. They are not your human travel center. You think it's okay to be racist up until it serves you. Why are non-black people the only people that get lost? Black American children have to make sure they're never alone with you people. And you think it's acceptable to ask someone to look after your wild monkeys? The level of psychological sickness that requires someone to be this stupid and delusional is damn near as bad as Trump being president. You know on some deep cellular level that your whiteness is not a source of power. It's a disadvantage. You pretend to not know. But deep down you're all aware that you've all lost your fucking minds. You also know deep down that you've lost power, and it's only a matter of time before this entire reality is set straight. So you look to the kings and queens of this realm. You look to the people whose spirit you could not break, whose communities you could not fully dismantle, whose love you could not eradicate. But that ends today. The free ride on their resilience is over. So here's a new survival tip for little Timmy. If he's ever lost, don't teach him to find a Black American woman. Teach him to find a compass. And then teach him to point it east across the Atlantic towards Europe and North Africa, and let him know that's where his people actually come from. Let him walk back the path his ancestors sailed. No, let him find his safety in the homelands his people are so ashamed of.
Like, Black America is not a big red button that you get to push, and Black America is not your life preserver. We're not a fucking nuclear weapon that you get to drop down in order to threaten the fucking government. Fuck you for that, by the way. You thought nobody noticed. And we're also not there to save your ass when you realize you're drowning. A lot of y'all are panicked, splish splashing in the fucking water, looking left and right. It's not anyone's fault but your own that you never learned how to swim. The rest of us didn't have a choice. Tough shit. I don't think a lot of y'all have understood yet that we are still not people to you. People are not weapons. People are not tools. People are not ideas. They're human fucking beings. Like that video I made about how a lot of y'all cannot leave the 92% alone. I had to start picking people about the fucking comment section, because in their panic they were mad that they don't have a human weapon, a human sacrifice, or a fucking tool to save them when they're drowning. They don't ask for help. They're not talking like regular fucking people. They're basically demanding, and this is the shit that I said in the last video. I'm not jumping on command, and neither is most of Black America. You're on your own with that shit. If you can't talk to people like a normal fucking person, then get the fuck out.
I've been seeing a lot of conversation around why Black people are not helping the Latin American community with all of the triumph that they've encountered due to this administration. And to be honest with you, Black people have an agenda. This administration, we focusing on ourselves, we focusing on our families, we focusing on our community, and we focusing on our relationship with God.
Good afternoon. Y'all never take me serious unless my pink do-rag bonnet is on, so I'm going to talk about this Tabitha Brown and Target shit real quick and go about my day. You have to be insane in the membrane to think that you are bigger than a cause, that we should take from our pockets to put into yours so that you can maintain a fucking Target deal and the millionaire or 100,000 their pockets you have. I don't give a fuck if your Tabitha Brown seasonings that's overpriced, pots and fucking pans, bags, whether your makeup. Let me just talk about consumerism in the boycott. It should not just be exclusive to the stores. You need to be holding your money because of the fucking times we're in anyway. Makeup is not a necessity right now. Them fucking designer pots and pans with Tabitha by Target is bullshit. Them seasonings, you need to be going to your goddamn local farmer's market or buying some garlic powder, mixing it up with some seasoning salt and some more shit to make your own complete seasoning. That's where the fuck we at right now. And so when people say it's not left versus right, I'm gonna pause you right there. It's always gonna be that, because that racism has always shown in all these policies. But it's definitely up versus down. And so for those black ups, that black capitalism has never and will never save us, because they will always put themselves first. A boycott is a fucking boycott. And there will always be casualties of war. If you got products in Target and you never took the time to get an online social media presence, do pop-up shops, have a website so we can directly buy from you, bitch, I don't know what to tell you. But what I can tell you is I won't be buying shit from Target, including your black product. Good day.
And for those of you that keep looking for the 13 to 14% of the population that are black Americans to save us from this regime, I would implore you to go look for the other 86 to 87% of the population. Ask them, what the fuck are they doing? Because if you asked me, I would blame white America for the problems that we're having now.
I'm gonna speak for my whole country. Love Jamaica, but I think quite a few Jamaicans think that you guys play the victim a lot. Like outsider looking in, it's like, gosh, them complain about everything. Look how much opportunity them have. Look how them can work. Look how them can buy $1 burger. $1 burger, and them over there complain. And that is how I was preconditioned. If I'm being totally honest, they're like, Shantae, don't go over there and waste the opportunity. Don't go over there and start complaining. Work for your own, focus on that. So that's always been my mindset. We're so focused on just making it. I really want to emphasize that. But sometimes when you just focus on you're gonna eat, you know, things say somebody I touch you. You know, things say, you know, oh, I'm gonna have the right temperature. We're hungry. We are gonna do.
It is our job, or it's everybody's job, to be able to grow up and be able to see through other lenses and other perspectives.
So this Jamaican woman basically said that the way they view us, not the whole country, but a lot, enough. The collective is that we just complain a lot. If black Americans didn't complain, y'all wouldn't have no fucking opportunity to come over here. Y'all wouldn't be able to work if we didn't complain. If we just sat down and took everything that was given to us, if we stayed in shackles, if we stayed with Jim Crow, if we stayed walking outside potentially getting lynched and getting pop out in the street with no consequence, if we didn't fight back, if we didn't complain, y'all wouldn't be able to come over here and ride off the back of all of the things that we fought and complained about. Now, I know that this is really annoys me, because y'all really come over here and y'all don't recognize that y'all are only able to come over here because of the work that black Americans put in. Because of the strife, because of the blood, sweat, and tears. I feel like I'm saying the same thing continuously over and over, video by video, because y'all don't get it. Why do you think you could come over here and get an opportunity? How are you even able to conceive of an opportunity here? It's because you saw people with your same hue of complexion being successful. If black Americans just laid down and took it and didn't say nothing and was in good yes men and good slaves and good bootlickers like y'all want us to be, like how y'all are in y'all's countries, that's why y'all still colonized, can't even go to y'all's beaches. If we was like that, you wouldn't be able to bring your Jamaican ass over here to get a better life. There would be no resources here for you. I feel like y'all literally need to be saying thank you. Y'all need to be saying thank you. It gets to a point. It gets to a point. And y'all swear y'all work so much harder and y'all are so much better, and the model minorities and the better blacks. Why y'all don't apply all of that hard work, all of that we so better, all of that we don't complain? Why y'all don't apply that to building up your own countries? I don't understand. If y'all are so much better, y'all work so much harder, y'all just work. Why not work and apply that? It should, since you just work so hard, shouldn't that apply to where you live at? Shouldn't you be able to apply that same hard work ethic to building up your own country? Because if Johnny had 5 apples, I feel like this is just another way of looking down on black Americans to say we're better. All they do is complain. They don't appreciate anything. Y'all act like people just, like white people just woke up one day and said, oh my God, I think I feel like being a good white today. We're going to just free the slaves. I feel like being a good white today. We're going to just give them all of these benefits. We're going to just allow them to go to college. We're going to just oh my God, I feel like being a good woman. We're just gonna let these people walk around freely and have opportunity. No, we had to fucking fight and work. We had to work. I don't know why y'all think that we just got these opportunities magically, like they just magically fell out of the sky. Like somebody just gave us something. It's a big misconception that somebody just gave Black Americans something. We had to work. I just uploaded a video from a woman in 1968. They were burning down 40 to 50 churches, bombing them in the 60s. That's not that long ago. They was lynching us in the street in the 1900s. They was eating us in this country. The fact that we fought and stood up and complained is the only reason why immigrants could bring their asses over here right now and have a better life. We paved the way. It's enough. The disrespect, the disregard. Spread love is the Brooklyn way, child.
PSA, black people are not scared nor worried. We are prepared because we've lived this experience the entirety of the inception of this country. So just because you are starting to notice and getting scared doesn't mean we are required to be. We quite literally know how to survive through these things, and we've been telling you the exact same things forever, but we have gotten ignored because we're always on the totem pole as far as society goes. So black people are not mobilizing because of any other reason other than we already knew this was going to happen, and therefore we are already doing what we always do, which is be resilient and do dope stuff anyway. I think the rest of the world, so white women in America, Latinos in America, and anyone else who decides that they need to see more black action, first remember, we already know how to go through this, and we have, and we literally will. Even if a Democrat comes into office, we're probably still going to have to deal with the racism and microaggressions of everyday life, because it's true. You may not. That's also real. So remember, you are not as informed on this type of scenario of extreme prejudice as any black person, and therefore do not get to tell us how to act about it. You go ahead and put your boots on and start walking around. We'll jump in when it looks like you really, really mean it. How about that? That's how it's going to happen. I'm just telling you. Black people are very aware. Like, no matter how good the world is for white women, I still have to worry about getting pulled over by the police and just threatened for no other reason. That's literally my life every day and every other black person's. This is the thing. It's just true. Systemic racism existed this entire time while you were sitting there thinking everything was peaches and rainbows. So now that it's all falling apart, why would you expect the people who are already living under the BS to come to your aid again? Please.
So y'all finally seeing how Jamaican people really feel about black American people. This issue between Jamaicans and black American tourists is not nothing new. You talking to somebody I've been coming to Jamaica for damn near 10 years. I done been to Jamaica about 13 times. I done stayed in Jamaica for a couple months. My son went to school in Jamaica. This is not a new issue. Jamaicans use the opportunity of the video that went viral to say how they really feel about black American people. And the crazy thing about it, the original lady who was complaining about the food wasn't even fucking black American. They assumed she was black American because she don't have a heavy Caribbean accent. And if you go to her profile, she had a fucking flag of Bermuda. Black Americans are not from Bermuda. We're not from the Caribbean. We're from America. So that tell you right there, if they clicked on the fucking video and went to her profile and saw that shit, and then just out of nowhere started attacking black American guests, this is not about the hurricane. They using that as an excuse to say how they really feel. Cause y'all can't really believe that it was only black American people pissed off that they stranded in a fucking country and they had to stay for an extra 5 or 6 or however many days. Y'all can't really sit up here and believe that. But the problem, the real issue that Jamaicans have with black Americans is that they didn't met a group of people who ruder than them. That's what Jamaican issue is with the black Americans, with us, because I'm black American. They didn't met a group of people who fucking ruder than them, and they don't like it. Anything Jamaicans say about Black Americans, people say about Jamaican people. Oh, Black Americans, they loud and they don't know how to act. Jamaicans are not known for being fucking quiet. When have Jamaicans been known for being fucking quiet? When have Jamaicans been known to be fucking a nice group of people? The only time they nice is if they want to tip. That's why there's a stereotype that when you go to a Jamaican restaurant, if the customer service bad, the food is good. Where did that stereotype come from? That stereotype came from the fact worldwide, not just in America, not just in Jamaica, not just in Canada, worldwide. Because Jamaican people be rude as fuck, and we be rude right back. We don't give a fuck we in a foreign country. We don't care we at the airport. A lot of the Jamaican women who work at the Montego Bay airport, they be rude. And we be rude right back. Y'all done met a group of people ruder than y'all, and y'all can't take it. But I don't really care about y'all opinion, because y'all entitled to y'all opinion. But my thing is, if you don't want to service Black Americans, don't. If you're a tour guide, you provide transportation, you provide excursions. If you don't want to deal with Black American guests, put it in your bio. I do not service Black American guests. Just like that one Jamaican lady did who owned that Airbnb. She said she don't want any more Black American guests. I respect that. But don't get on the internet talking shit about Black American people, but then be in our face begging for tips and trying to get us to go with your tour guide company and shit. When you don't even like Black American people. If that's how you feel as a Jamaican, you don't like Black American people, then stand on how you feel. Stand on how you feel. If you don't want to deal with Black American, don't take our money. And then y'all want to sit there and talk about Black American people being broke, being on food stamps, being on welfare. How the fuck y'all gonna talk about Black American people being broke when we spending thousands of dollars in y'all fucking country within 1 week, bro? The average Jamaican barely traveled to a different parish. The average Jamaican can't even afford to go to these hotels for 1 day. Barely a day pass. But if I say that, oh, y'all going like y'all better than we, you're not blood clot better than we, and all this other bullshit because I'm American. Think about what you're saying. You making fun of Black people who you think are in poverty in America, but if Black Americans make fun of the poverty in Jamaica, all of a sudden it's unfair. Y'all can dish it, but y'all can't take it. That's what the problem is.
Number one, Black Americans, freedmen, Solon, FBA, whatever name you like to choose today, is not obligated to save this democracy. This so-called democracy has not been a democracy for Black Americans. America has not lived up to any of its ideals toward Black America. We have been the only community they have actively sabotaged, even still to this day in 2025. Why do we want to go out and fight for that at this point? The reason why Black people are leery to even build a community or communities, because every time we try to build something, these people come right in and literally destroy it, bomb it from the air, burn it down. White mobs go all over the place. And it kind of put in a lot of Black people to fear building something because they're always worried in the back of their mind, will these people come bomb it or destroy it? No other community has ever had that happen to them like it's happened to Black Americans repeatedly. Black Americans have millions upon millions of acres of land in this country.
Wait, I'm confused. I mean, maybe you guys had a conversation that I wasn't a part of, but I didn't know the Black community turned against us. But thank you. Now I understand that the Black community is not our ally, and that they're all assuming, guys, that us as Mexicans, we all voted for Trump. They're assuming that we're all racist, and they're assuming that we all hate Black people. They have stereotyped us and put us into a category. So now they hate us because it's all of our fault. See, the actions of all Mexicans is my fault. Just the same way, I guess, maybe we could do the same. Black people also voted for Trump. So should we assume that all all black people are not our ally then? Should we assume that all black people are Trump supporters? Should we assume that all black people are racist? No, right? And I wouldn't do that because I'm not racist.
You started off your conversation literally generalizing all black people and then contradicted yourself and say, oh, well, what if we did that? That's literally what you did. I didn't know that we have beef with all black people and all black people aren't our allies. Hypocrite much? Then to turn around and say, well, all Mexicans are blah, blah, blah. Like, it's the hypocrisy for me. We are not in it. Why do y'all continuously try to keep pulling black people in it? Fight the good fight. Do what you need to do. Stand up for your community. And, I don't understand why y'all don't want to go back to y'all's country. I'm not even trying to be funny, but y'all always say that y'all have such rich culture and y'all so much better and where you're from is so beautiful and it's a paradise. So why not really try to go home and, really fix up your community and in your country? Like y'all's government, y'all's officials look just like you. So wouldn't it be easier to get through to them? I'm so confused by that because a lot of, and I'm not trying to be funny and I hope that this isn't offensive to anybody, but a lot of immigrants are always saying how their country is so much better and how their culture is so much better. So I don't understand what's the issue? And just leave us out of it. It's okay. Some of us do support. Some of us are rallying behind you. But as a collective, y'all don't do that for us. Y'all never have. So it is what it is. And more of y'all voted for him than we did. It is what it is. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
My account was down last night because 75% of the world's billionaires are white. 87% of the world's millionaires are white. 80% of all CEOs are white. Black history is hate speech on all of these apps. So again, I can't say why we have all the money. That's mean. Right? I can only say that we have all the money, and that's because we don't think we did anything wrong. And there's proof of that on my comments from the post that went viral yesterday. And I'm not sorry, hillbillies, that you found my account. I don't respond to white people. I don't respond to people that are evil. Evil people don't know they're evil. That's what makes them so inherently dangerous. They were designed that way in settler spaces, over-police settler spaces, to over-police and report. Completely reactionary. So yeah. They're acting like pilgrims. I'm sorry if you saw that. There was a lot of N-words and a lot of terrible stuff in those comments. I got in trouble for it, not them. The real tragedy is that white people will never be invited to the cookout because we're made to feel persecuted by our own history. And our own history is their story of survival and triumph. It's their America now. We didn't work for it. We just created picket fences. We made the suburbs. We over-policed to create suburbs so we don't have to deal with any of this. We need one honest white history month where we can let our kids know what we're dealing with. If every white kid is like me and is just getting banned online so that black people can still work Labor Day, we're going to have problems, right? You can't steal the ideas of persecution. We stole the ideas of fashion, art, music, food, and now persecution. So, and I won't allow it. God damn it. Instagram and TikTok,
I'm going to try to talk about this delicately. It's the topic of African Americans, Black Americans, people from the African diaspora in general, African American representation, and xenophobia. First, I think that we should all approach this topic with empathy. Try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. A lot of times as a Black American, when it's dealing with the African diaspora in America, again, all of this context is in America, it feels like I'm invited to your party, but you're not invited to mine. Anything that Black Americans have set aside for ourselves, anyone with one drop of African blood is invited to and can participate in. Anytime there are things that are specifically for Caribbeans, Africans, insert home country thing, those are things that we cannot participate in and we are not invited to. There are no spaces that are exclusive to African Americans. And when we request spaces or things that are exclusive to us, we are called xenophobic. But we cannot go to your country and behave the same way. We can't go to your country and demand spaces for ourselves. We can't go to your country and claim that we are exactly the same. We can't. And when we express this, instead of being empathetic, we're just told oh, what does it matter? We're all Black. What does it matter? We're all Black. And it's come to a time now where we It's hard to see ourselves represented in the media because Black American culture is its own culture. It has its own culture. And we get looked at as we don't have our own culture, and everything can just be put in and lumped in together. And what we're asking for is representation, just like other cultures are allowed to get representation. That's it.
Have y'all seen the video of the all Asian cast doing Dreamgirls? Because I saw it this morning, and at first I was just kind of like, this is interesting. And I went and looked in the comments, and that's where I saw a lot of people that were like, you know, this is kind of done in poor taste because there's a lot of racial context within that story. You know, they're from Detroit. They're dealing with black people trying to make it in the music industry, music being appropriated, stolen even. Like, how does that get conveyed when you race swap these characters in this story? Like, this is not the story for that. I took the TikTok and posted it on my threads because it was like mixed reviews. You had people that were like, I kind of want to see it. They're doing pretty well, blah, 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 blah. And so the comments are so interesting. The way I see it, if majority of Black Americans are saying that this is not appropriate, that it's not appreciation, it's appropriation, why the fuck are people arguing with that? And that's what frustrates me. I feel like Black Americans are not allowed to even own their own stories at this point. Like, everyone expects Black Americans to share their culture, share their stories, share this, share that. All this stuff is meant to be shared. But other cultures, other races are able to hold things sacred. You can't touch certain things. You can't say certain things. You can't dress a certain way. You can't this, you can't that. But when it comes to Black Americans, the whole world can do whatever. When Black Americans speak up and say, hey, this is not appropriate, it's like, shut the fuck up. You don't get to say whatever because culture should be shared. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. Like, somebody even went as far to say, well, Lion King has productions all over the world. It's a fucking lion in Africa. Anyone can play a lion. The Little Mermaid, she's a fish. And what's crazy is, like, Black people in there defending that shit. That's just like, oh, well, you know, it's not that deep and blah, 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 blah. And this is why people feel entitled to come to the cookout. This is why people feel entitled to strip the culture and call it something else. Like, that's crazy. I don't like that.
Gone are those days when people should expect so much from Black Americans. Black Americans are not slaves. They are indigenous people of America. They built America. The way you people adore the white people in America, the same way you should adore the Black person in America. I mean the indigenous, I mean the foundational Black Americans. They are no longer coming to save you. If you're having issues with immigration, deal with it. If you're having issues with ICE, deal with it. They are no longer coming to speak for you, okay? They are not. I'm not in support of that even. Like, them coming to, like, come and help you fight and all of that. No, it's no longer working again, okay? They did it in the past, and all they got from it, pure disrespect. They call them names and everything. It's no longer happening. The funniest thing in the whole thing is even the white people, who are the majority, who are like, let's say, 50 to 60%, the population of America, are still depending on Black people. They are still depending on Black people. Have you given them their reparations? You all that are calling on Black people, oh, Black people, you need to come help us do this. You need to come out, they're doing this to us. Come to. Have you ever gone to protest that Black people should be giving reparations? And then why do you think they should be fighting for you forever? They will fight and they will be in jail. A lot of them, a whole lot of them are in prison for no reason. Fighting for people, fighting for a country that never appreciates them, a country that wants to erase them, a country that take everything that they've built and make it their own without even giving credit. No, those things are in the past right now. They are now fighting for themselves, okay? They are saving their own selves. And they are now beginning to tell themselves the truth that when the chips are down, nobody is even going to come and save us. It's we and we alone. They are now telling themselves that. It's part of the awakening we are talking about. You don't expect them to be fools forever. They have now learnt it. You know, before people think, oh, those people are your punching bags. No, they are beginning to see you for who you are. They are beginning to see you through your characters. They are beginning to see you through wickedness and everything. It is not going to work again. Everybody should fight their own race. Race is personal. Allow them to deal with themselves, deal with their own community, right? Let them be, okay? Fight for yourselves. You never liked these people. You only like the fact that, oh, they are very strong people. Whatever they start, they finish it. That is just what you want. You like the resilience. You like the spirit they carry, but you really don't like them. So stop calling them to come save you, because they are no longer saving nobody again. They are now saving themselves, right? And I'm going to stop here. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you want them to save you? Black Americans, are you still saving anybody? Do you still want to go and take bullets for people again? Are you going on protest again? I bet the answer is yes. Or no, you won't be doing that. You won't be doing that. No. That's a mistake. That's a slip of tongue. It's pure no. Black Americans are not doing any of that anymore. So get that in here and you'll be fine. Deal with it. Yeah. We are tired.